So we met, didn't we, over Instagram?
Yes, we did.
Pleasure, and I feel like I've known you forever.
Lifetimes and lifetimes.
So
That soul connection, isn't it? When you feel really grounded in somebody's energy and you
yeah,
just buzz and fizzle. And it's probably good that you're in Cornwall and I'm in Glastonbury
yeah,
because
because
we
we're
just
moving all the
we
time.
just never get any work done. We just be cackling under the full moon every time. So it'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I know, and we've only met once.
Yeah. Hard to
Yeah,
believe.
I know.
I remember our first meeting and somebody came up to me and went, "Are you Emma's daughter?" I
And
went,
you
"Oh,
were
I wish." I'm like, "I can be if you want me to be today. Yes, please."
And then I literally saw you in the car park and just ran to you. I was like, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so I'm so blessed
beautiful.
that you have joined me today. Do you want to
Mm.
just say your name, what you do, and can I have your star sign?
Absolutely, yes. I am Ella, known as Empath Ella. I am a Cancer Sun, a Pisces Moon, and a Libra Rising. I'm a psychic medium and an astrologer. So I work with clients all over the world via the beauty of Zoom and WhatsApp.
Mm,
And I live here on the farm, just outside Glastonbury. Yeah.
perfect, perfect. And I absolutely love your magic, and I love the how you empower women, and
Mm.
you really are a sister to a lot of women, which is beautiful.
I think it's important. I think, growing up, I didn't have that many friends, which is like shock horror because I'm so popular, I know, but I didn't
That's
have very many
shocking. Oh my
friends.
God.
No, my friends were like the ducks, the chickens, the sheep. My dog was my best friend. I even went on a holiday and got his name henna tattooed on my arm. That's how much of a bestie he was to me. I
Mm,
felt more comfortable in animals' energy.
yeah,
And as an empath, my whole vibe is empathella.
yeah,
We are sensitive beings, and so to connect with children or to connect with animals, they are too sensitive beings. So it makes a lot of sense. So I'm
it
super,
does
super
make a
sensitive.
lot of sense. Wow. So
Mm.
how did you get into this, well, career path?
Yeah, I stepped through the front door of a business called Talking Spirit, just buying some tarot cards when I lived in Kent. And within that afternoon, I ended up doing three back-to-back readings and landing a job.
You're
Um,
joking.
yeah, it was pretty wild. So right time, right place, right energy, right
Joking.
moment. And I very quickly became part of the tapestry that was and still is today Talking Spirit. And learnt from incredible mediums, incredible Reiki healers, incredible rune readers. And I was thrown into this world of just psychic readings. I used to do psychic suppers and, the events where you hire a table in the village hall and do all that kind of thing, like spiritual fairs. Um, and it probably stemmed through my great grandmother was a white witch and she was banned from churches. So it came down through the feminine line. We're going to talk about. Sorry, I mean, edit that out, Emma. My voice went all. uh,
It's fine. I've got watery eyes, so don't worry.
Have you? Oh, bless you. So I really believe that it was through the feminine energy. Like, there's a lot of trauma that's happened in my family. My great grandmother was a prisoner of war for 2 years, and she went through some harrowing things and never spoke about it. And I really feel like for a lot of us, our witch wound lies within the throat chakra. So a lot of throat chakra healing, a lot
Mm,
of screaming into the wild woods and out into the fields, which I've been known for and really
I
promote
love that.
doing.
I
Yeah,
love screaming into
yeah,
the film.
scream into your pillow, into the
Yeah.
woods. Oh, there's a brilliant book called F It with the little candle as the you in the
Oh,
middle of the
wow.
yeah. So just scream it out, shout it out.
Mhm.
But a lot of trauma, and I feel like for a lot of us, it comes through, that generational trauma, maybe even things that weren't spoken about beforehand.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to be the cycle breakers. Now I know everybody here listening will resonate with is it's got to stop somewhere and it stops with
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
And it can't continue. I would not pass that on to my daughter. And
No.
I'm raising such a strong, grounded son so that he
Yeah.
can hold his divine feminine when he chooses divine union, connectionship, whatever that takes place as.
Hmm.
But it's so patriarchal, and it's so all about that, you know, if you're worried about saying something, speak up, feel the fear and say it anyway. Because as I'm
Yeah.
speaking to you, my voice is tremoring and shaking, but I'm not allowing it to stop me, because I think we all feel really uncomfortable doing these things. And
Yeah, we
it's
do.
and
We
it's
do.
wild. It is
Yeah.
wild.
And people don't share that. Like I
Yeah.
find it terrifying
Yeah.
speaking online or doing a story or
Yeah.
yeah, doing a
I'm
live.
much happier putting a hat on and lip syncing. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm much more in my comfort zone when it's, but our medicine is our power and our voice and our truth. And
Yeah.
to speak it out, even if you feel like you're shaking in your Wellington boots,
Yeah.
speak it out.
Yeah, because it will inspire someone.
Yeah, even just one person
Yeah.
to speak out about whatever.
Yeah.
But
Can you
yeah,
share
like,
how old your children are?
yeah, so Rosina is a Capricorn with a
Wow.
Sagittarius moon. I know, and she will be 2 the day before Christmas Eve. Very special
Very
birthday.
special.
And Brennan will be 10 on Imbolc, so February the
Blessing.
1st. He's gonna be
Blessing.
10. I know. He's very well, they both are. Everybody says that about the children, but you can feel the star children, the indigo children, the rainbow children, and they are
Yeah.
here to do some pretty big stuff. That Aquarian boy,
Yeah.
my.
I remember when
Yeah.
I first found you on Instagram, and then you put a story up of your son talking about, I think something to do with astrology and planets and stuff. And I think he was like 8, at
Yeah.
7 or 8, and it just took my breath away. I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful, so lovely. It was
He's so
beautiful.
good. Thank
Mm,
you. Thank you. And
really.
he's, yeah, very
Your
connected.
mother magic is wonderful.
Well, thank you for saying. And sometimes we find it hard to take on those compliments. So I'm
Yeah, we do.
saying
I'm normally going,
thank you for receiving. I'm open to receiving. Yes, thank you.
So when you said you didn't have many friends, do you
Yeah.
feel like the witch wound was within you at the, causing this kind of thing? Do you feel like you trusted women when you were like a teenager?
Yeah, it's my friendship group has always been very, very small, non-existent, like to a decimal point, like 1 or 2 really close friends. And I
Mhm.
think maybe that has been because of the witch wound, or of girls, women, like trying to undercut each other or being jealous or
Yeah,
whatever that was. And I really had to navigate through that, because I always thought it was me. I was like, oh
it's
my
really
God, what have
hard.
I done? I'm the
Yeah.
first person to go, I'm so sorry. I would never want anybody to feel any type of way. But we
Mm.
have to own our triggers. We have to own our uncomfortabilities, because it's such a mirror to what somebody else brings up in you, is to really claim that
Yeah.
and go, I'm going to unpack that so that that
Yeah.
doesn't
I'm
carry
going to
out.
journal about that for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm going to release and let that go into the fire, because there's no way that I'm going to continue that on with the rest of my life. Um, and it's about taking responsibility and having that ability to do the shadow work, to sit down and look at the darkest parts of you and go, I don't like that, but I still love me through that. And I'm still going to hold myself through that.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
okay, because I don't like it, but I still love
Yeah.
you. I love you
Yeah.
to do it.
And there's that
Um,
honesty, isn't it? It's that self-discovery
yeah,
honesty that actually, it's
yeah.
okay not to like parts of ourselves.
Absolutely, because that's where you grow and you learn and you evolve. And I was speaking to a client this week, and I said, no matter what's going on externally around you, you
Mm.
are in control of your true soul essence, your energy center that is truly you on the inside, and the rest is just the weather. Allow it to
Yeah, that's
pass, like
beautiful.
passing clouds. Like, woo-hoo. She
Yeah.
was like, that's so profound. I was like, is it? Is it? It's just the weather, baby. Let it go. Let it go. In the words of Elsa, let
Absolutely.
it go. Yeah.
So with your magical gifts and stuff, which we'll go into, have you ever been like picked on by other women or women in your family as well? Because I think there's more of a this
Mm,
feeling, especially the women that I see, they're like, I can't possibly say these,
mm,
I can't possibly share that I'm into the woo-woo, and I can't do this
yeah,
dream life because my mum or my sister or
mm,
sister-in-law is gonna think I'm stupid, or it's all this
yeah,
shame especially
Yeah, definitely.
family. With friends, they just want to fit in. They just want to
Yeah, yeah,
blend
yeah.
in and be the same. And I'm like,
Yeah.
hurting my soul, you know?
So growing up, I was always called weird. So that's kind of like that was always around me as a thing.
Yeah.
My mum has always been really supportive. She
Yeah.
actually found the spiritual shop that I went to go in. In the consequent in the later on. She
Yeah.
basically found the shop, and I walked in later on.
So,
She was, and it still is, a holistic therapist, and was very into using herbs, making her own soaps and creams.
oh,
Yeah, she's really, really like open spirit. She's very good at like gut instincts and feelings. And my dad, even though that they split up when I was really little, he has always been so connected to the universe, always says thank you. He always gets a chill and a shiver of going, I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm saying something and it's connecting. And he gets like, he's the mediumship side, and my mum's very much the healing side.
wow.
But yeah, to go back to your question, my great grandmother used to see spirit, and she used to jump when she would see spirit like passing through the house. And in Norway, two twins, I think they drowned in a lake at the bottom of her garden because there were fjords everywhere.
Wow.
And these two twins, they drowned, but she relayed that to her family or to her dad. And it was very much like, how did you know about that? That's like something that's happened, but you know, children weren't meant to know about that. And she was seeing the spirit of the two twins. And it was very much told to her back then to not speak about it, to not, you know, share about it. It was very hush hush.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think in that, maybe it was a different time, that generation were don't
Mm.
speak up about it. I remember her telling me, you know, when I got a job, I think I was like a barista for 5 minutes or something like that. All the jobs over the years haven't stuck. This is the only thing that stuck, being a psychic medium. I mean, go figure. She was like, remember not to talk too much. Remember not to, you know, just don't say too much. Just, you know, keep yourself quiet. And I think that was taught to her,
Yeah, she's
especially
got
in
it
and
right.
around. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and
Keep
to
you safe.
protect yourself. And it was very much that, you know, don't let anybody know your abilities. You know, you've got a normal job now, keep it. And it was like,
Oh.
I'm gonna do what I do anyway. So so back to the start we went.
I mean, my
But
mum told me never to come out and say what you do, and especially don't say, you know, and she used to hit her pentagram, which is what I wear. But then we go
yeah,
to Asda and she start, you know, down the conveyor belt in Asda when you're like giving the cashier your food and stuff, she'd be like,
yeah,
oh, you've got a cat called whatever, and your husband needs this, and you've done this, you need to take this path. And I'm like, you're reading people in
yeah,
Asda,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's pretty out there. She's like, she'll go up to someone and go, oh, you need to take that job offer. And I'm like, you know, that's
Yeah,
really out there and being proud. But
yeah,
yeah, still this fear.
very much so.
Yeah. And also, I think society is scared of the woo-woo. They cast it straight away. But then
Mm,
when you think, you know, 15 years ago and someone say that you're a yoga instructor, they'd be like, oh, that's really weird. And now
mm.
people sit in ice buckets and that's like, that's fine.
Yeah, which I
And I'm
love, by
like,
the way.
oh.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I love all of that. I think also, you know, circumstantial where you are in the world. Like I'm outside of Glastonbury, so it's very
Yeah,
much
yeah.
okay to be, you know, like
Perfect place.
putting mantras on the floor in chalk and like spreading happiness and joy, and
Yeah.
very much everybody's a shaman within the 5 mile radius. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so
Like
you're safe.
yeah, I'm in my little cocoon.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think along the way, people that meet you either for a reason, season, lesson, or blessing will take what they need and, you know, allow the rest to filter away. I always say, take what resonates, leave the rest. You know, it's maybe that 1% of somebody's magic is for you, and the rest of it you might not be ready for. And that's
Yeah,
okay,
and that's
because
fine.
that's
Yeah.
the path, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And what
Mm.
about the word witch?
I
How do
love it. I love it. I love it. I've got my boss switch sign. I'm very much, you know what I mean? Like, let's bring back. I actually went for a job interview to be Wookie Hole's witch. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Can you imagine?
it's
Oh,
an
I'd
actually
kill it.
job role for that?
That's a
That's
job role.
insane.
Yeah. That is like my absolute aspire in life is to just be a little gremlin rolling around the moss and to just live my best witchy life. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think with any word, any spell, you can give it power, you can give it the fear, you can give it the love, whatever it is, you can reclaim it. And I think a lot of us now are reclaiming that word witch. And I invite anybody that
Yeah,
feels a little bit icky or a little bit off about it to have fun with it, to bring it into joy, to bring it into the light and say, yeah, I'm a boss witch. What about you? How are you doing? So, and my
I love
partner,
that.
he's like, you made that happen, didn't you? Can you stop making things happen? I'm like,
Yeah,
yes, that's fine. And
that's
he
right.
is, yeah, he's very supportive for somebody who's very earthy and grounded and drives tractors and diggers
Is
all
your
day long
partner
to
is a
work.
farmer, so how does he,
Yeah,
because obviously he must be very grounding for you. How does
he
he
is.
as a normal, not really normal, whatever anyone's normal, but and
Yeah.
he's not really a muggle because he's like connected to
Mm.
nature. So how does he sort of see what you do? Does he
He's very
think it was weird
supportive.
when he met you or
He was a bit scared. He was a bit scared, and he was a little bit like, take it with a pinch of Himalayan,
yeah.
But as he's seen me work and I've given him a new moon reading, and he's like, I can't stop thinking about the cards, like everything that you've said
Wow.
is just happening. And, a lot of it is empowerment and that self-belief to go forward with your dreams or your hopes or your some thinking about something and absolutely go for it, because what if you fly? But he's so supportive, he's so proud, he's always going, that's amazing, my love. And when the reviews come in or the little comments after a session with somebody and they're going, oh my god, he's like, yes, we're going to celebrate, it's steak night.
That's
He's loving it,
beautiful.
he's loving it. Yeah,
That's
he's very
wonderful.
supportive.
So
Yeah,
you're an astrologer as well. And I
yeah,
don't do astrology. I think it's
yeah,
my dyslexic brain is like, oh, that's way too much for me to
yeah,
work out.
yeah, yeah,
And I'm aware because somehow I sort of like move with astrology very naturally. And then I see something online going, oh, okay, that's why I'm beating myself up or got all these ideas or like ready to
yeah,
go.
yeah.
I know there's something to do with this Pluto coming
Yeah.
in Aquarius. Is it today?
Yes, it is
19.
today. It is
Yeah, so
today.
maybe that's why I was
Yeah.
called, really called. I was meditating to get it, and I just thought I need to have
Mm,
conversations with women
yeah.
that inspire me to
Mm,
actually break this witch wound. So do you think
yeah.
that's something to do with it? Do you think
I
there's
think,
something?
yeah, I think we are all naturally, as above, so below. I think we are all naturally in sync with the moon, in sync with the tides and the seasons that change, because we are. And
Mm,
it is, our path gets distracted by life stuff and life's busyness and life's doing and the bills and the what's in the fridge. The Muggle
yeah,
side, which is great
yeah,
and has its place because that's
yeah.
order, but also the ethereal, the magical. We are experiencing this Cancer moon, so it feels so good to be at home having these conversations in the comfort of our home. And yes, so that shift from Pluto being in Capricorn, which is
Mm,
very fixed, very like this is this, into Aquarius,
okay.
which is like, let me think outside the box, let me do
Yeah.
the things that, yeah, just a lot, all out there and have the conversations that are like so ethereal and into the other realms, and let's channel the ETs and let's make friends with the
Mm,
Fae. Like,
yeah.
yes, please. On a Tuesday, I think so. Ruled by Mars, yes, please. So it is about having these conversations that, and we all have our own individual magic and medicine, and so somebody's conversation is going to be so different to somebody else's.
Yes.
And what that can bring is such a tapestry of different ideas and different viewpoints, and that is us collectively coming together to sew the thread between the squares. Let's make a blanket, let's
Yeah.
snuggle down, like, definitely,
I love
definitely,
how
definitely.
you put things. I really do.
It's the Libra rising. It's very, very pretty. I did choose this life. Well, actually, I did. Yeah, soul paths and contracts and missions. Yeah, I probably did.
Yeah. So with your
Yeah.
clients, are they mainly women?
Yeah, I'd say 90% women, although I have got a few Patreon members that are male and they identify as male and masculine. And actually, a lot of women's husbands or partners have
I
found
love
me
that.
through them finding
Yeah,
me. And it's so
love
beautiful.
that.
It really
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
And
So,
I think when we
yeah.
do readings with men, I don't know what it is, isn't a sexist thing, but it's just this really even more honest, more deep,
Yeah.
because they're so open.
Yeah.
And I guess they share a
Absolutely.
side that they don't. It's they're
Yeah.
sharing the feminine side, but they don't share that with the, normal world. So it is really, really
Yeah.
sweet when we get to read the
Yeah.
brothers. So it's lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of my
Yeah.
best friends, he's a druid and he's so kind and caring. And I really hold space for a lot of, true, authentic, masculine, positive masculine energy.
Yeah. We need
There's
it. We need
so
it in the world.
absolutely, there's so much that is wrong with the world. Let's get focused and let's get aligned with, proper brothers and sisters that are here to be united and not to be against each other and not to be
Yeah.
working, against each other, but to be united as one because we are all one. And that is
Yeah.
what we have to remember this lifetime is there is
Yeah.
no division, no matter what narrative or story is
Yeah.
playing out. Oh, the carousel, the
We're
merry-go-round,
all the
but we are
same.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Especially,
are
mums,
together.
having sons, it's so important.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to call out the narcissistic BS and to,
Yeah.
I remember when I was 15, I stood up in court and put a male behind bars because what he was doing was SA and not right. And I wouldn't want any other person to go through that. And so the witch wound
Oh,
as well is to speak up about things that have harmed you, hurt you, and to put a
yeah.
stop to it so that it doesn't continue and to feel the fear and do it anyway, you
Yeah.
know?
And we mustn't forget, men also suffer the witch wound. They say
Absolutely.
that their ancestors, would have felt it
Mm.
ricocheted into their DNA today as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of that trauma as well gets carried down through the masculine side because it is very much don't cry about it, don't speak up about it, just stiff up a lip and get on with it,
Yeah.
or whatever that, is
Yeah.
laced in. And actually, let's talk about it, let's unpack it so
Mm.
it doesn't continue to happen. Let's
Yeah.
have these conversations that are hard, but in
Yeah.
turn, then stop that cycle from keep on going.
So sad. So with the women that you work with, mainly women,
Yeah. Yeah.
how do you see the witch wound within your clients?
I see a lot of fear to show up and be who they are themselves, which is very much a lot of unlearning because we have to do that. We have to unpack
Mm.
and unlearn what we've been told. And it's that, to be seen as the good person or the good wife or the good mother. And it's okay if you want to go out and howl under the moon and shout F it into the abyss. It's okay to reclaim that. That's okay. You're held, you're safe, you're loved, you're still a good partner, you're still a good mum. And a lot of women I find themselves worried about comparing themselves to others, it fascinates me because there's only one you.
Yeah.
And to be uniquely you is the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And to be not like anyone else is
Yeah.
brilliant.
This is your superpower.
Absolutely. So,
Mm.
come away from the beige walls and the beige sofas and step into the light, honey boo. Put those
One of my
glitters on
worst
your
things.
eyeshadow. Adorn yourself. You are the living
Yes.
altar. You are the shrine. Put
Love
them
that.
crystals in your tatties. Let's go.
Love that. I think
Go.
one of
Let's
my worst
go.
things, I think it was a couple of years ago, everybody was sharing this grey carpet, grey sofa, grey walls. And I was thinking,
Mm,
everyone's homes are these shells that everyone's seeing on social media. They're all copying, they're all doing seeing and this fake marble and these fake crystals. And I was
yeah.
thinking, oh my gosh, where has that come from? Why can't we just be,
Yeah.
ask our authentic selves, what do we need? What do we
Yeah.
need to radiate
Absolutely.
out love in our
Yeah.
home?
And it is,
Crazy.
it is, maybe that is your aesthetic and vibe. Absolutely love that for you.
Fine.
Do
If
you do
that's
that? Yeah.
authentically your
But
core.
there's
But
some part of you that's searching for something that isn't feeling so
yeah.
complete within yourself. Hence why looking for the external when
Yeah.
really we should be turning within and looking inside of ourselves and thinking
Yeah.
or asking ourselves, what is the witch wound? What is the generational trauma? Or how do I free off the curse of all of that? And let's look within before we start to fill our homes with the beige, which is
Yeah.
has a time and a place.
Has a
But
time and a place.
let's
Yeah.
prepare the
Certain areas.
colour. Yeah.
Go for satin magnolia right now.
Yeah. I'm like, let's just be
It's
you.
fine. Yeah. So how it's if someone's watching this and they've just discovered what a witch wound is and they're realizing, it's resonating with them that, oh, actually, I'm pretty wounded with this. How would you give them tools to start to heal?
Well, one of the things I love to do and I love to offer clients is a bit of mirror work. So sky clad in front of a mirror, because that
Yeah.
itself can
That
be
is
daunting.
terrifying. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's take off all the garments, let's take off all the
Yeah.
clothing, and let's sit
Love
naked,
this.
raw, and put a candle in front of you and just eye gaze into the mirror. See what comes through, feel it, allow it, and release it. And it can be really hard. It
Yeah.
can be really hard to look at
Really
yourself.
hard.
And
It could
yeah,
be a journey as well. Like you could be going like that and then crying and then falling in love with
absolutely.
yourself. So hopefully at the end of that, you'd be like, I'm just a 10. I am amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, light it up. So I'd say,
Yeah.
yeah, the first thing would be to do some mirror work
Mm.
and to journal, ask yourself, maybe through a meditation, like what is it? What is it? Let's get back to the bare bones. And
Yeah.
if you need to visualize yourself in that younger time or that childhood you, and go back and give her a hug and tell her it's all going to be okay. You know, that support from your future self, because we're all
Yeah.
operating on different timelines and
Yeah.
paradigms, and you know that healing is not linear, it is a spiral. So go back in time to when you really needed you and
Yeah.
let yourself know that you're there, and you make it through 100% of your darkest days. And let's go, let's put the crystals in the titties, let's go. But yeah, do the work is what I'd say.
Yeah.
Do the work. Let's start today, don't put it off. And yeah, if you can find somebody that is on a wavelength or on a path, or you know, can help you through that process, I'd say seek them out. Not everybody will resonate with everybody, and that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
whoever feels good, resonates with, go and yeah, have some time with them. Time and energy is so important, and have that time for yourself.
Yeah. And one of the things I love about you, you're true, what I class as a true sister, where you will like message, like I could be feeling like oh, I'm tired or I've got a lot on or I'm stressed, and you'll just message out the blue. And we've only met once, but you'll message out the blue and like raise me up and give me this like virtual hug. And I think that's one of your superpowers, which I absolutely love. And I think I went to St. Ives for a weekend with my daughter recently. We were walking through the street and these two women just like leapt out of a shop and just said, "Oh, you look beautiful, you look amazing." And my daughter just like blossomed in
Yeah,
that energy. And I thought that
yeah,
more women should be doing this.
absolutely,
More women
absolutely.
should be like saying, "Hey, you're doing great," or "Hey, you're
Yeah,
tough. You're a great
yeah.
mom, you look amazing," or and actually, because I think we sort of scroll and we think
Mm,
these things, "Oh, she looks
mm,
lovely," or that was
yeah,
hard for her to share that. Maybe she
yeah,
didn't, we should be celebrating
yeah.
other women
Oh my
online.
goodness.
Instead of
Yeah.
like watching, I mean, I'm 48, so I've come from a stage where there wasn't any internet, and I remember we would never even think of destroying a celebrity online and say they're
Yeah.
looking old or they're looking this and looking that. When now
Yeah.
it's so easy
Yeah.
for all
Yeah.
this, and it's mainly coming from women, which
Mm,
really is like soul destroying to witness,
yeah.
to see and read all these comments.
Yeah.
What do you think
Yeah.
about?
Well, the women spreading negativity, that's a projection of what's not going right in their life. You know, you
Yeah,
could be going through the worst and take 5 minutes out of your day, you know, and do something to try and elevate yourself or to try and make yourself feel better by knocking somebody else down. That's not going to do anything. You're both knocking each other down. Like it's a battery against another, a negative and negative. They don't connect, do they?
mm,
You know, and bringing that positive energy in. Yes, I would definitely say to anybody walking down the road or down the street, "Oh my God, you look fabulous. Oh
yeah.
my goodness, yes,
And
absolutely,
watching the
I
other woman
love
go,
it."
"Oh, thank you."
Yeah, and
It's
you can
just
do, you
such
grow
joy.
10 feet tall. I was walking through McDonald's in me Fairfax and Favours, and somebody went, "I love your boots." And I went, "Thank you." I only went in for a week, don't you worry. And she went, "I love your boots." I went, "Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mm.
I love your lipstick." You know, it takes 5 seconds, doesn't it,
Yeah,
to
exactly.
be in that energy exchange. And yeah, no, I think again, women spreading negativity, it is that witch wound that they are so unaware of or maybe unconscious of, and to maybe bring somebody else down would make them feel better for 2.5 seconds, but ultimately it's a negative spiral, and we need to be in that positive spiral, cheering each other on. I do have a superpower being psychic. I've got a grand trine in my astrology chart, which is like, yeah, no, you're psychic. You're here to do the work. So
What does that
when I
mean?
text you,
Hang
I
on,
do
what
know
does
that.
that mean?
I'm
What does that
receiving.
mean? I love
Oh my
all of
God.
that.
Yeah, so there are so I have a Cancer Sun, which is 1 point, and a Pisces Moon, which is another point, and they create so three water signs. So obviously my
Okay,
Pluto is in Scorpio, so
right.
it will create a grand trine of water, and
Wow.
water itself is a very, very
Yeah.
psychic symbol, as is the air symbol as well. So you
Mm.
will always I will always look in the chart of somebody and see what is correlating to something else, but it's very rare to have a grand trine. And yeah, so a lot of
Mm.
psychics will have that in their chart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love this. I love this. So, have you got anything coming up that you would like to share with people? How can people find you?
Yeah, so I run a Patreon, and we are looking for a few more members before the doors close. I'm at max capacity with the ultimate offering tier, which is the top tier, but the other two tiers on Patreon are doors wide open to anybody who wants to live a more magical life. And this morning I was sharing some healing frequencies. I share a little bit about the astrology of the day. I share what's going on. Or if something really resonates with me, I'll share it out there. And it is like getting a text off your bestie going,
You're
look at
really
this. This makes
giving.
me feel good. You're going to feel good too, you
You're
know? So
constantly inspiring and
thank
teaching,
you.
guiding people, and I think that is wonderful. So it's
Thank
very,
you.
very value for money, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a limited amount of spaces on there. And when the doors close, they close until next year. And obviously, empathella.com is just open and running until Yule. So probably two weeks before Yule. And yeah, I sell Goddess Thrones, which is for Yoni steaming. And it's just, yeah, there's a lot going on. So
Um,
empathella.com is the place to go for sure for all of it. The Patreon, the Yoni stools, the guidance readings. Yeah, it's a wonderful place to be.
yeah, your magic is a wonderful.
Ah, thank you. Look at us vibing and attracting each other's energy. I love it.
Amazing. So thank you so much for coming on and hopefully inspiring some people watching this. And yeah, do you want to leave any last comment or message about the witch wound?
Well, thank you for having me, and it's been an absolute joy and pleasure just being in your energy field, which I love. We should do this like every day.
Appreciate
Yeah, exactly.
it.
Just start the self-healing today. If that's one thing that you take away from this, is to start today.
Mhm.
So start the self-healing. Yeah, because you've got this. 100%.
Beautiful.